Alright, welcome back to Demon Skull Iruma-kun Anime Review, episode number 35. Yeah, I know it's been years. I'm sorry for the thing on my lip, it just happened to be there. So, please just do it. I also got something around my nose right here too. That's easy to come up with this one here. It's not... Just move on from that. So, it's been a few years since we last had Season 3. Now, I do not know the reason why this season took so long to come out. Yeah, like in the case of the previous 3 seasons of the show, it's going to be 24 episodes apiece. It's going to be 24 episodes overall. I could theorize exactly what the reason was. I highly doubt it was due to lack of manga. No, I don't think it was that because this episode, which depths almost an entire story in one episode. Yes, it does. It is The Other Demon in Misfit Class. That's the name of this one. Which covered chapters 147 to 150. This is almost an entire story arc in one episode. I should point something else interesting though. That the manga itself, I just read the for most recent chapters because I actually caught up with this thing like a month ago. Yeah, I was actually behind. I was actually about almost 100 chapters behind, but I did catch up. So, the manga has put out right now over 400 chapters, at least 438, which means manga is published for 8 years now. Now, yeah, it means also surpassed the amount of chapters released by My Hero Academia by about, I think it was 8. Yeah, it's 8 chapters long My Hero Academia. So, it's not due to lack of source material. It's not that. I highly doubt that. I mean, the manga itself started publishing... Because the manga itself is weekly. Yeah, it's a weekly manga, and I don't think basically that as far as I can tell, I don't think it actually took a week off. I don't think so, no. The manga been publishing since March 2nd, 2017. That's pretty much basically what that's all I'm going publishing. So I would think, based upon that, because the last season came out in 2023. Yeah. Well, actually, it was concluded with 2023. Well, the last video I did was in May. I think because there was a delay in dub episodes, I believe there was. I was kind of surprised also. Now, here's the thing. The first season, I did watch the first season. Not exactly when it aired, but I did watch it later. So the first season aired in, basically from October 5th, 2019, concluded in March 7th, 2020. The following season started 1 year later. Actually, no, the first season was 23 episodes. The last season was 21. This is the first one being 24. Yeah. The second season started in April, which was 1 year and a month after the first season ended, and it lasted until September. And when season 3 started, it was 1 year and a month. Now, you probably would think a year and a month. You would think this season would come out based upon how the seasons go. You would probably think this season should have came out in April 2024. But that didn't happen. Now, I do not, like I said, could it be... Well, one theory I have of possibly the reason why it was delayed for this song, I'm thinking because the studio may have not been interested. That's probably the case. The studio, which is Bandai Namco Pictures, Yes. I am thinking that probably they probably were not that interested. No. Yeah, it's kind of weird though the fact that I'm thinking that maybe the reason why they took 3 years off. I know they're working on like Wistaria, which is coming back this month. Maybe because of other projects they want to work on. That's possible. You probably think, oh, like, but at this point we should be on like, given how much manga was released, we should be on like not season 4. We should be on season 6, but that's the studio's fault, not Crunchyroll's fault for that part. I'm sure Crunchyroll has been begging them to give them their season, because I'm sure that they probably have. I'm sure probably. Now, I did hear about this, like, I think it was like a year or two ago was due for season 4. Why the heck basically took so long, I don't know. It is quite baffling to say the least. Okay, so yeah, basically this was announced in November 2024, which you probably think did any kind of virus take a reason? No, I highly doubt that was the reason for it. Is, like I said, is my personal theory that the studio probably weren't interested in that point to doing their season, because it was not the manga. No, I highly doubt that. I mean, the first 3 seasons only covered like the first like 147 chapters ish, like 46. There was a lot more they could adapt, but they just chose not to. I mean, look at Eden Zero. There's not been season 3 for that one, and that manga has since concluded. But they didn't finish adapting it, like I wish they would have. But I think that was the reason for it. I think just the studio was not interested, despite the fact that it probably does really good reviews on Crunchyroll. It probably didn't do too well in Japan. It's probably some similar situation we had with Chainsaw Man from a few years ago, where the reason we get season 2 right away is because of the rumored low DVD sales. I am thinking the case season 3 that might have been the case, but there has been no word about the reason why the season was delayed for so long. But the episode itself adapts the Soul Person arc. Yes, that is the name of the arc. It is named after a character who barely appears in the series. He is mostly put a background character, and this whole arc this whole episode is dedicated to him. Which, by the way, they actually changed his voice actor. Yes. Yeah, Person's voice actor from the previous season of the show was a completely different voice actor. Yes, for some weird reason, I don't know why this was. Unlike other reasons I've heard about the reason why the change, this was really weird. Yeah. So, in the case of the previous season show, which made his, in the previous season it was done by Griffin Burns. This season is done by Ko Dano. Not really sure exactly the purpose of changing his voice actor. It could be possibly that the reason why they changed is because maybe Griffin Burns was not available or something else happened. It's really weird. As far as I can tell, he is one of like 2 characters that I know of in this show to have their voice actor change. And the answer to this question was, anybody else got the voice actor change? Well, yes, there has been officially one other person. But there was a reason why. And that being Adamus Alice. He was the first one I knew of who got their voice actor placed. Because the first 2 seasons show was done by Billy Kimmets, and since season 3 is Stephen Fu. Now, what was the reason why he got replaced? Simple. Billy Kimmets passed away. That was the reason why. It is one of 2 characters that I know of that Billy Kimmets previously voiced that have since replaced, the other being Natsume from the rise of Shihiro. Yeah. Billy Kivitz, I never met the guy, but I love the man's work. So you probably think, like, was anybody else that got replaced besides any show he worked on? I think Fire Force, I think his character got replaced, not one. I know we talk about the episode stuff, but I believe his actor got replaced too. Mm-hmm. I believe that he got replaced as well because Blake Emmons did voice him for like a season per se. Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, fun fact: the last show that was credited to the Blake Emmons before he passed away was a show known as The Prince of Tennis. Yeah, I don't know who replaced it, but I haven't seen a lot of Billy Kivitz' stuff. I know that Kazuruka, I know he got replaced. Mm-hmm. Mitsurugi. Yeah, he was the previous guy for Satoru, for Katsuma came to the other world. Yeah, Billy Kivitz voiced him too. And I believe they have since replaced him. Even though the Wikipedia page does not list basic replacements, but yeah, he got replaced. You're like, really? He got replaced? Well, because Billy Kivitz passed away. Yep. Yeah. Oh, Steve, this is another character Steve Fu replaced. Yeah, so Steve Fu has replaced 3 characters he's voiced. Yeah, 3. It's like, and I'm purely guessing at this, it's like, I'm thinking Crunchyroll must have loved Steve Fu's voice work on this show and Natsume. Playing Natsume for Riser here, so you have him voice Katsuruki. Let's see. I don't think there was any other major characters I could think of he replaced besides those ones. I think that's been it. Probably because basically some of the characters don't appear again because they're dead. Yeah. So the whole thing with this episode is that the group needs to raise it to Dalet before they enter their second year. And there are 2. Yes, well, basically now Alice is in fact a Daleth. Yes, at this point he still is. He basically got raised recently. So Iruma is basically a Dot. Yes. Clara is rank 3. Yeah, she's a gimme. Sadek's lead, yeah, this is the guy who sits on his tail. He is a I think he is a Duff. Yes, there's now Ando Jazz. He is, I think he's a Gemmel. Yeah, the other 2 that are basically bets are Isabella and Person. Yes, they're the only 2 are rank 2. Why at this point they're rank 2? Well, in the case of Isabella, because a lot of the time she doesn't really a chance of standing out in this show. Yeah, and she's been a bet for quite a while. Yeah, so, and then of course basically like, oh, there's one member of the person class who's also a bet besides Elizabeth, him. And they're like, who? And everyone's like, that's Person. It is something though, he knows who he is, despite the fact he's never interacted before. Yeah, it was like this too in the manga. So, and apparently his whole weird thing with his family is like, oh, they can't stand out because of their demon power. They even show a scene where he's interacting with his parents, where he can't see his father because he can't stand out. You do see his mom. And apparently, Person is revealed by Iruma. He is a chatterbox. Yes. And think, oh, he's sing? No, doesn't sing. So, maybe the music thing. And of course, everyone thinks, oh, maybe he was embarrassing himself. I'm thinking he's just shy. Yes, he's just shy. And Iruma's like, well, like, Like, he doesn't criticize them. He just loves his music so much he wants them to play. And then he just goes back home and goes back to sleep. It's a weird episode. And you're thinking, this is the first episode, season 4. Waiting 3 years for this, and this is what you got. A character. Now, this is just. Now, nothing wrong. Now, I have not heard. Now, I initially thought at first Iruma's voice actor replaced, but no, it's still the same person. It's still Laura Stoll. It just that the voice seems a bit higher pitched than the last few seasons of the show. I'm guessing because it's been a few years or something happened with Laura Stoll. I'm not really sure, but that's probably what happened. She's one of the voices of Iruma, by the way. But everybody see a bit more higher pitch this season, this episode. Yes. Of course, basically, Clara herself, her voice actor, came on Twitter and says, "Yep, I'm back basically as Clara again." Which, I immediately recognized Clara right away because she didn't change. Steve Vu didn't change at all. The only one I did notice change was Iruma, because, like I say, he was a little more higher pitched. But this episode was okay at best. But it's great the show is back. Now, since this episode kind of in a way covered the arc that this was adapting, which was the person soul arc, yes, this hidden student that no one knew. So, yeah, we're going to go to the Music Festival, which takes up 21 chapters. How long will the season go? How much does this would cover? I don't know, but I know that the very next episode of this season, which air next week, that will pretty much cap off. Also, they have this weird opening where you have Iruma, Alice, and Claire where they wear winter coats because apparently it's winter time, and like they put these detection glasses and like so stylish. It's a weird. I thought the opening was hilarious. But once I got the soul person stuff, it became not interesting for me at all. And it's a wonder why this arc is so quick in the manga. It's not that interesting. Music Festival, yeah, that's definitely starting next week. Oh yeah, definitely. How far are they going to cover next week? I don't know. I'm thinking maybe 3 chapters. So, how much do I think that season 4 will cover? Well, I definitely do think that the Music Festival arc, now, Soul Person, yeah, that can cover that, probably finish next week. But I do think Music Festival is probably going to be a majority of the season, per se. Post-Music Festival, which is 11 chapters. I think this one probably will be definitely covered this season. Yes. And I'm guessing first half of the season is probably going to be Music Festival. Yes. And then we're going to switch to Outer Game, which should be quite interesting to say the least. But that's as far as I think they can cover. It depends upon how much they cover per episode. I mean, this episode covered 4 chapters. So, could they cover 4 chapters this one? It's possible. Like, if they cover 4 chapters in an episode, let's see. Because if I covered the first 3 here, with, of course, chapter 151. So, you probably think, if they get 4 chapters, we get roughly 21 here. Well, first we cover next week's episode. So, 3 around like 18. So, this probably done in about, this music festival will probably be done in about 5 episodes. I'm giving 5 or 6 at most. Yeah, post music festival, I can easily see this be done in about 2.5 at most. Yes. Accurate Games. This one, I'd say also 2.5 as well. 13 Crowns. Probably at least 2.5. Depends on how much they cover for it. Do I think they might cover the second saga? It's possible. I wouldn't be surprised if they pretty much covered like the first half of the season, just covering like basically in a way I think it's like 3 story arcs, last 3 story arcs of the first saga of the show. Do I think they cover that much? Yes, I definitely think they probably will, but we'll find out next week. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Next up, we have another return. Though this one take 3 years to come back, this one took only 4 months. So next is Return of One Piece. Yeah, I'm reviewing the manga the last few months, but we got the manga and we got a brand new episode of the anime. I'm very much looking forward to this one. Okay, next video. Bye.